And so we have arrived at number 8 of the biggest blunders of my voiceover career series. And in my world, blunders are ideas I once thought were true, but that are, in my opinion, no longer true. And how do I know they're not true? Because I've tried them out and they did not work for me. Of course, you may have a different experience. That's fine. Here's another idea I used to believe. If you want to get any work in voiceovers, you have to chase it relentlessly. Chase, chase, chase. Listen, before I came to the United States, I was a broadcast journalist. I was trained to chase stories, to pursue leads, to find news wherever I could get it. I spent hours a day calling my contacts, checking rumors, developing sources. But as my career progressed and people got to know me as a reliable reporter, they started contacting me with scoops because they knew I would treat them with respect. Building that relationship of trust takes time, and you have to be patient. And those are two things people don't seem to have anymore these days. Why would that be, I wonder? I often joke that we live in a microwave society as opposed to a culture of crock pots. We want it, and we want it now. If this is the attitude you bring to voiceovers, don't even bother. If you can't be persistent, patient, and professional, this is not a career for you, in spite of what everyone trying to sell you a coaching package may tell you. When you look at all the stories of people in the entertainment industry or sports who became a so-called overnight sensation, you know that their breakout moment is only the result of years and years of careful preparation. We just happen to watch the culmination, but not the arduous journey. We hear the story of the mountaineer reaching the summit of the highest mountain in the world, but we don't know anything about what he or she had to do to get there. Behind every success is a story of sacrifice, of denying yourself things other people take for granted so you can focus on your goal every single day. Let me ask you, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to make it as a creative freelancer, as a voiceover? Because contrary to popular opinion, you can't have it all. I'm sorry. Most people I speak are merely interested in pursuing a voiceover career because it seems fun. Oh, it's so fun, a voiceover, talk for a living, blah, 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 doing cartoons. Yay! Funny voices. You can't be merely interested. You need to be 100% committed. And when you really go for it, you will notice that eventually things will fall into place and become easier. And why is that? Because you're doing what you're meant to do. You are what I like to call on purpose. And at that point you will start to attract what you deserve. You attract what you deserve. Speaking of attraction, as I'm recording this video today, my wife and I are celebrating our 19th wedding anniversary. You see, after my second marriage had broken down, it took a while before I was ready to date again. I was hurt, I was angry, exhausted, and frankly, I felt unlovable. I was also very lonely. I took my time to grieve and work on myself, and after a year or so, maybe more, I was ready to look for a partner again, and this time online, because I heard some good things about it. When I began my quest, I knew I had a choice. I could look at thousands of online profiles and go after the ones I thought were interesting. Daunting. This was like looking for a needle in a haystack, and I had no idea how long it would take me. The other option was to write a profile of myself that was so unique that it would attract people to me. And that's how I found my wife, Pamela, or rather she found me. And many years later, she ended up saving my life. So let's recap, okay? I became a successful journalist by developing a network of leads that would tip me off and bring stories to me instead of me having to dig them up. Instead of weeding through hundreds of online profiles on an online dating site, I wrote about myself in a way that caught the eye of the woman who became my wife. What does that have to do with voiceovers, you wonder? Well, let me tell you. I see a lot of colleagues do what I did in my first years as a reporter. They're looking for leads on pay-to-plays and they're contacting potential clients. Their business coach told them to build a mailing list. Ooh, the magic words, mailing list. And everyone on that list becomes a target of relentless marketing. They also audition over and over and over again until they finally get a bite. And then it's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. What these approaches have in common is that the talent is always approaching potential clients. I've done it too, and it's exhausting. Most clients like to buy, but they hate being sold. And there's nothing easier than deleting that email newsletter you spent all day writing. And nobody picks up the phone anymore. Have you noticed that? So forget cold calling, which is so sad because everybody loves phone solicitation, right? Woohoo! Because of the popularity of my blog, I now get messages from other talent asking for a job. I can tell they're using a one-size-fits-all script. That makes me feel so special. Woohoo! I can tell they haven't done their homework, otherwise they would know I'm just like them, a voiceover who's renting out his services. I've never hired a voice actor in my entire life, and I probably never will. Plus, these people never give me a reason to hire them. I don't know what makes them unique and stand out. Please try to make a connection and invest in a relationship before you ask me to buy what you're selling. But you obviously don't care about me, and you have no idea to sell yourself, and yet you expect me to give you a job? Now here's an idea. What if you could attract jobs? Have clients come to you instead of you chasing after them? Use what I call the butterfly effect. If you follow me on social media, you've heard me tell this story before. It goes like this. If you spend time chasing butterflies, they'll fly away. Ooh, there they go. But if you spend time making a beautiful garden, the butterflies will come to you. When you focus on improving yourself, everything you want will come to you. We attract based on who we are, not on what we want. Don't chase, attract. Now, how do you become a client magnet? I use content marketing. It's my way of creating a garden that attracts butterflies. And my garden is my website, nethervoice.com. Thanks to my blog, my website is one of the most visited individual voiceover websites on the entire World Wide Web. But here's the thing, I never created a garden for the sole purpose of attracting butterflies. I created a garden for the joy of it. I opened it up to the public, hoping they would enjoy it too. It's an expression of who I am. It's my gift to you, to my community, whom I love. This is how I see my over 500 blog posts. Stories that will hopefully educate and inspire people, just like this video. If you enjoyed watching it and you picked up some good ideas, please give me a thumbs up or a like. It makes my day. It helps other people find my content on the web as well. Now, are you ready for blunder number 9? Tomorrow I'll talk about bidding on projects, not really knowing what they're worth. I'm sure you've never done that before, have you? I'll see you then. Bye.